as you've just heard, the ANC's national spokesperson, Mabe, is taking leave following sexual harassment allegations. Today, he's facing an internal inquiry. I'm joined here on the couch by public relations specialist Tebogo Ditsejo, who's going to help us to unpack what this could all mean for the governing party's brand. Tebogo, good morning, and thank you very much for coming in so early.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the year, I was just looking general. I mean, so many brands this year in South Africa have been facing a kind of tough time just across the board. But we're focusing on the governing party, the ANC. We've got the VBS Mutual Bank, reports coming out, some actions being taken. Now we've got allegations against the national spokesperson, Mabe, an internal inquiry today. Can the brand really survive all these negative reports and developments?
Well, that's a very important question that you're asking. You know, there have been a lot of things that have happened over the past, I'd say, 11 months. We've had 2 different presidents of the Republic. We've had a lot of drama around the State of the Nation address. We've had the VAT increases, which is impacting on people's personal lives. We currently have load shedding. So these are a lot of things that are impacting on the brand of the ANC.
The state capture inquiry, for example, as well, where we've seen some ANC veterans and senior ANC members speaking against other party members who are allegedly involved in state capture.
Yes, and we've had a new SABC board appointed and then they resigned. So there's a lot of things that are happening at the same time. Now the question is, as these challenges come, is the ANC proactive and ready to deal with these situations decisively? And when they deal with the situations, is it necessary and sufficient? Now, when you look at the VBS scandal, the ANC seems to be the only party which has dealt with the allegations by taking actions against their employees. That will work in their favor. Now, the question is, how do you avoid that from happening in future? What are your recruitment processes? What is the caliber of people who you're putting into these positions? And are they representative of the demographics and the aspirations of the country? So that is the question the ANC has to answer moving forward, which it will not only answer within the ANC, but also in the structures like the ANC Women's League and the ANC Youth League.
You've mentioned 2 presidencies, Cyril Ramaphosa coming in after the Nazareth conference in December last year, and taking over as well the reins of the Republic as a president from February this year, and launching his Thuma Mina campaign on the ground, walking about, talking to people. Do you think that kind of action or activity or tactic helps to enhance the brand amongst the followers and also people who are just watching and to say, where is the ANC leading us?
It does have an impact, but I look at a brand a bit more substantively. I look at how are you behaving. So what are your actions versus what are your policies and what you say in public.
So it's beyond what you promise, it's your behavior.
It's way beyond what you promised. So the personal experiences that South Africans have when they interact with the ANC brand, whether it's directly through Luthuli House or it is through the government, also has an impact on how they perceive the ANC. So if you're saying that Thuma Mina batho pele, let's send me to go and serve the people, and I'll put the people first, and you interact with government, and that is not your personal experience, then there's a problem. So the ANC needs a service delivery strategy in how it holds people accountable who represent them in the various offices.
Thuma Mina batho pele service delivery, I'm not getting it. There's a disconnect. Now, if you're not getting the services, is the ANC, in your view, the way for, let's just take the recent case of VBS. There was a forensic audit report that came out, a damning report called the greatest bank heist. Then now we've had a provincial treasury report coming out, and mayors have been told to go. One of them from the Vembe district has now resigned. Can that kind of behavior help the ANC?
It can help the ANC, but we cannot continuously have situations where your employees are misbehaving and are breaking the law. It is one thing to take action, but it is another thing to take preventative action so that you can be proactive in how you deploy people in future. So we need to look at, is the cadre deployment working? And if it is not working, how do you develop the new cadre? And that is something that the former President Thabo Mbeki was trying to address when he did put out a policy document, for conversation around the new ANC cadre. And I think we will see this, in the next election. There's an ANC Youth League election that is coming up. And we will see whether or not this is being heeded in the future. So we need ANC to look at how are they going to instill hope in the future of the ANC and how they are deploying people currently. I think the process that was followed in appointing the head of the NPA was brilliant. That was a great strategy, and you can see that it seems to be the most competent person who was hired. And this needs to follow through in all aspects of government.
Yeah, and also internally in the ANC. So thank you very much, Tebogo, for your insights there.